We're good. We're good. We back. Holla if we're back.
Hey guys.
I'm gonna hit record. I think we done work some things out.
I think we're back, man.
I think we're back. And as you know, we got this right. You know what I mean? We got a lot to talk about.
And again, for the people who want to listen to the podcast in its entirety, of course, you can listen on Apple Music. Apple Podcasts, Google Play. There's Google Podcasts now. They stopped Google Play.
Okay, so it's now Google Podcasts.
It's Google Podcasts, yes.
Okay.
Audio
okay.
Boom, TuneIn Radio, Radio Public.
Okay, all right.
Castbox.
Loud and clear. Now we where we need to be, I think.
Okay.
I hope. So let's go back to Remy Ma. Let's go back there. I think we can start on
Look, because this is after, the whole debate has been going about Remy Ma and the N-word and her being okay with whoever says it, her not really being offended. I agree.
Okay.
I agree because a lot of people, especially rappers, they don't care who says the word, or else a lot of concerts would be getting stopped because most of the people that attend those concerts. So if that was the case, they would stop it. They go, "Whoa, don't say it." And here's the thing too, because this is the point she said that I kind of resonated with. She said she doesn't check somebody, and a lot of my friends said the same thing. They don't check somebody unless they say it in a way
in a context.
In a way that's malicious, like you're a nigga, like
that's context. That's that doesn't mean in the vibration in which.
Because I had a friend who was white in middle school. He lived in Kingsbridge, and you know what? That's one of the poorest congressional districts in New York City, right?
Right.
And one time we were in school, and he just said it around me so smooth, I didn't even realize it.
Right, it was so subtle.
It was just context. Like, and then it was like, wait, what? Like, but at the same time, I know for a fact that he didn't mean it in a racial way, but it made me uncomfortable. But I know he didn't mean it that way. For me to like punch him in the face or something.
It really is a slippery slope because we use it so much, and amongst each other, it has energy. Means God and a whole nother vibration. I ain't even gonna get into all that shit tonight. So, but understanding that in its context, but because hip hop has so much integration and we've given so many people a pass to use hip hop as they see fit, that's one of the things that come along with the territory. Now, this is not the workplace. Are we still freezing? How we doing out there? All right. So this is not the workplace in which your boss. We have the plantation mentality and the steps of, you know what I mean? So with that being said, and in mind, we know how the context of it is used. And a lot of these athletes are having babies, having babies by these white women. And now these babies, Kaepernick and J. Cole and a number of these babies have the right to say it because they have been given the ultimate pass to say it. So I'm not going to get at Remy Ma for that because, I
don't like the idea that a word can enrage you so much where you have to, like, it really does that much to you where nobody can, I don't know. That's just me.
Now I do.
Different way, yes.
Is in a different way, right. Because of what they went through with the word. We tried to take the power away from the word because words are only a collective agreement.
Right.
Of how we choose to move them. So if I'm saying I'm gonna get that cheddar, you dig? What the fuck does that mean? You know what I'm saying? But you know exactly what it means because we have a collective agreement that this word, right? And this is all in English language to begin with. So this is the colonizer's language that we have found loopholes and hacks within the colonizer's language to make it vibrate in a frequency that helps us. So along with that, we took the word nigga and added nigga. You know what I'm saying? So the vibration and the heat coming from your words. Remember, words and thought have a vibration. That heat, you know what that shit mean. Hey, nigga. Whoa, wasn't a lot of heat on. I feel a little warm and shit. You know what I mean? So we understand the magnitude of how language is used. So I wouldn't get too much into that with Remy and things of that nature.
Yeah, but it was people online trying to go in on her like, y'all don't y'all really don't care either.
Right, y'all just looking for conversation. You know, we're looking to start something up to put you on a hot seat. And one thing I noticed about Remy, she speaks her mind.
Yo, she's been saying whatever she wants to say.
Yeah. So, because even on the first show, she got right at Button and was like, "Yo, dude, you act like you afraid of M, like you don't want that smoke." You know what I mean?
Even when she want her views on Bill Cosby.
And what did she say about Bill?
She was just basically saying like they were trying to destroy this man rather than everybody else's collective agreement that he's a rapist, he needs to be in jail, and that's the popular
right. What Remy is going to have to do is she's going to have to understand, and this is just my humble opinion. She's going to have to understand that she's on mainstream TV now, so she has to pick and choose when she wants to make that stand and when she doesn't want to make that stand.
Where's she from? Was she from Bronx River?
No, she fine. That's why I don't speak around elders. But if you understand the sorcery of words, of the spell of words, like when we say good morning, that's like death. Good and morning, morning is death.
I never thought about
hello, hell is low. Oh. So the words that we use in itself, it's all built in. This is why we have added sorcery to the language so that we can use it in a way that empowers us, because none of it is our language. So when you get at the mumble rappers and you're taking a stand, they're not speaking the colonizers' English properly. You sound stupid.
I never thought about
You don't think you do, but you sound a little crazy. So the mumble rappers is scrambling the codes. We'll get into that at another time.
I'm still freezing, dog.
Yeah. Oh, let's hit this. You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Real quick, did you listen to any new music this weekend?
I listened to Beloved by Styles P
and Davies.
I did listen to some of their joint. I didn't get through the whole project.
What you think?
I thought it was dope for vintage hip hop. You know what I mean? They bouncing off each other was kind of classic. You know what I mean? No weak bars. Bang. He did that shit.
Yeah.
He the only, like whatever he on, his shit is just tight like that.
Yeah.
So that's
I listen to Quavo.
I'm only kidding. Yeah. Let's keep moving.
Yeah. Well, I thought, first of all, I knew the album wasn't gonna have much substance because he doesn't really talk about it. He's not of the Migos. He's not the lyricist at all.
Right.
But I just thought, I thought it would have some heat on there. Because he showed some of the features he had. I'm like, all right, maybe
that's a lot of dope features.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe he can finagle something, and it was horrible, dude.
The whole album?
It was, I think, like 2 or 3 songs I liked out of 19.
Wow.
And remember, I told you, when these rappers load their albums with a whole bunch of music, that means themselves are not confident.
Yeah, they're not confident enough that. And then the project becomes diluted, of course, and it doesn't hold its texture.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean? 10 songs is really enough in this day and time when we're in the quickening. I'm speaking over, you know what I mean, to kind of give you a chance.
Right.
If you don't have time to sit down with Black Dot and Dotson for an hour and a half.
My name is Malcolm.
Yeah, Dotson. If we don't have time to sit down with us for an hour and a half, you can catch certain segments, in a vibration that works for you. So that's really what it's all about. I would not listen to Quavo more than a verse.
He's not really a good rapper.
But
like he just doesn't. You know what's crazy? Some of like big rappers that can't rap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like French Montana. Like he cannot rap.
But French Montana is dope.
He irks
what
me
he
like
does.
He cannot rap. He cannot rap.
I'm not. Listen, you forgot. This is not hip hop. This is hip pop. It's the repetitive, you know that and that shit he does.
That was bad.
And his beats are okay. He picks some nice beats, and that's what hip hop is today.
He has one song with Davies, as a matter of fact, called Maneuver. That's probably like the best I've ever heard him rap.
No, but he got that song with Drake. That shit is
no stylist.
No stylist.
I don't like that either.
It's got a little heat to it.
You know what? It grew on me. It grew on me. I'll admit that it grew on me.
It's got a little heat to it.
But apparently, Offset into all of that, them and Drake are supposed to put out a mixtape.
Whoa!
They need to keep it all. And and I felt bad for Quavo because all last year and this year leading up to his actual solo album, people were hyping it like he just needs to go solo. He's the Beyonce of the group, and the reception I saw on Twitter from his album was horrible. I kind of felt bad. It was they were going in on him. It was a meme of like 4 pens.
Somebody said, my man Daryl Cook said, Montana's trash.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I gotta double down a little bit and try to get into the mind and Facebook in real time.
Let's try it.
And maybe strengthen our signal here.
Let's try it.
Just trying to say, because see, sometimes the us trying to get expensive or expansive, we lose some of our vibration, so to speak. But we're gonna keep it going. All right. So I have to keep that in mind, right? Because this is what I want to say too. Young people, how we sound to young people is crazy. Like, I don't care how dope your bars is, they're old. And the minute when young people hear older dudes rap, you sound old, right? To young people. So for older people, when I hear young people rap, this shit sound crazy because there's a discommunication gap in between how we do our music. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? It's sort of like playing ball, right? In my mind, I'm still nice. In my mind, my crossover is, and you sliding. In reality, my crossover is like this. Doom, 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 doom. So I can get on the court and I can still get a bucket. I can still get a bucket.
No, listen.
But it's an old school kind of
game. It's so you're talking about skill and age, right?
Yeah.
I think this is in hip hop that those rules don't really apply when it comes to what we give our attention to, what we hype. Like, I was having such a hard time to put that. I don't even know if it was a 16. Like, it
together.
It was just bad, man.
Yeah,
whatever. But Quavo, that album wasn't it at all. He had a Malcolm X voice clip, used it in a horrible way. It was it was just bad.
Yeah, but this generation follows that.
Real quick, did you hear about Quincy Jones?
What happened to Quincy?
Running his lips again.
What did he say now?
He was talking about Malcolm X selling heroin to Ray Charles when they was 17 and 15.
Yeah, Malcolm was, but we knew that though.
Yeah, but like.
But dude, tell me something. Remember, he was Malcolm Little, Detroit Red.
Yeah.
Before he was Malcolm X. Don't forget that.
Man.
But what he represents is the potential to go from Malcolm Little, Detroit Red, to Malcolm X, or El Haj Malik El Shabazz, right? And that's the transformation from man to God.
Quincy Jones is gonna say something about the wrong white dude.
Well, Quincy, they're banking on the fact that Quincy might be on his way out. That's what they're banking on because, because he about to give it all up. You know what I mean? He about to give up. Yeah, Malcolm hero shit. Quiet as kept. You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So back to the Me Too movement and things like that. It was just announced that Kobe Bryant will not be able to participate in the animated film festival panel because of his allegations from 2003. Okay,
so in 2003,
yes.
So the film festival now in 2018 will not have Kobe Bryant,
who just won an Oscar, because
of something he did in 2003, and he paid his price in 2003, right? I mean, in terms of, didn't he pay? Said he was sorry for that shit,
right?
And now 15 years later, see, this is what I mean. I'm all with. Don't try me twice. I was tried in 2015 in the court of public opinion.
2003.
I was tried in 03. 5-0.
Yeah.
In my hood, you put your hands up until the police go by. Richard Pryor say, it ain't me. So what happens is, right? Tried in the court of public opinion.
Found guilty for rape.
No, I think she consented to the front door, but she didn't consent to the back door, and he went through the back door. I think I gotta read it. It's been a long time since I read the transcripts. It was something really weird, and he didn't know he could get her pregnant if a little bit of sperm came out. And then he also was just like, well, let me just pay for it to go away the way Shaq does. Threw Shaq under the bus. So it was a really, really weird dynamic with all of that. But he changed his number.
Yeah.
He sat in front of his wife. He bought her a $24 million ring or something crazy.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Right? And she was standing there looking at him in the press release, right? You know how the people get, and then, because, hey, if only you really knew. He said, well, what do you mean by that? I was like, no, I'm just saying, if only you really knew what Kobe was doing, So, and here it is 15 years later, and now he has to go through it again because the Me Too movement has legs now. Yeah. I don't know how strong the legs are, you know what I'm saying, but they do have legs.
But the fact that, again, we talked about it, like, you're catching them on something again, in retrospect, because you couldn't get them the first time. That's whack. Yeah. Because the Me Too movement came out so hot, like, they came out getting everybody, that it's, like, the reaction from the people, even women are like, yeah, this is getting out of hand. So that's why we see the Melania Trumps, the Hillary Clintons, like, their reaction towards that.
They're probably trying to slow the momentum down, and they're banking on the fact that people's memory span in the Twitter era and Instagram era is a week. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They're banking on that, and so it's all connected. And then remember, there's people who are for them, mm-hmm. those places where he can't be.
Oh, he's in, I think, Mali?
Yeah, somewhere where he
Malaysia,
can't be.
So it's no
extradition and no this and that. So you're gonna see a lot of them, start to make their move because this shit stinks, and because it stinks, it's it's making its move back up the to the top. And when that stink gets to the top, it's a wrap.
Scary, man.
Scary. You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
We apologize for all the technical difficulties.
But we will put up a clean version of this.
Yes, we will.
So fear not, hang in there with us. We will put up a clean version of this because that's just how we get down. Yes, it could be YouTube messing with us. It could be us trying to get extra. And now we got to double back down because we shouldn't be having these kind of problems with an Ethernet signal, a strong Ethernet signal.
Yeah, what did you think about YouTube going down?
I
thought that was just my phone or my Wi-Fi.
Right. Is our cable box on? Yeah, make sure that's on. Well, I think it's a test.
For what?
It's a test
for... You said that and I don't understand you.
They do these little tests early on.
Yeah.
When YouTube went down for an hour and a half.
Apparently Pornhub's traffic spiked.
When YouTube was out, Pornhub's traffic spiked. Yeah. That's crazy.
That's hilarious.
Right? So a lot of times these are test runs. Maybe YouTube is going to start charging people. A lot of people's whole life is on YouTube in terms of the archives of the video. You know what I mean? I'm uncomfortable with contingency plan to make sure we don't get caught with our pants down. Yeah. Pause. You know what I mean? So that we don't find ourselves in a situation because we're in the information age. And because we're in the information age, the ones who dictate and control information, they can't stop it, but the ones who can control it are the gatekeepers. You know what I mean? So public opinion, YouTube is the second most visited site from what I understand. You know what I'm saying?
I would assume so.
Behind Google. It was Google.
And Google owns YouTube.
And YouTube. So they are in the information of business.
Of information, yes.
They're in the business of information.
Yes.
So the damn many choices you get, some contradictory to the other one.
Yeah.
Right? So now that leaves you in a state of, suspension on if this information is validated or if it is not. So, and perception is everything. You know what I mean? So YouTube going down to me is in connection with this Facebook stuff that we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
It's all one big story being told. So YouTube goes out for an hour and a half. People lose their minds, right? Some people's whole source of income, I'm going to connect this to Trump sending you a message on your phone. All of this shit is connected. So when we get further down the line...
No, I wanted to talk about wanted to lead into the Facebook conversation.
Oh, okay. So it's all one conversation.
Yeah. So
okay.
I think it's all one conversation. So this week, like, how many, like, at least a couple million YouTube pages, Facebook pages got deleted. And these were just political pages, either like left or right wing.
Right.
Just political pages. And they got deleted. It doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't.
Especially if you're on somebody else's platform to get your message out there.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't exist.
Absolutely. Go back to the life I was living before we started this shit.
Yeah.
I'm only here because you here. You asked me to do this shit. I want something to say, I say it. Other than that, I mind my business.
You're supposed to be writing a book.
Yeah, I am. I'm writing it in my mind first.
Yeah, okay.
That's the way that works. And then it trickles down to, a physical reality. Yeah. But in reality, check this out. Listen to what's been going on. Trump sends everybody a message. Right? Cosby, constitutional rights violated.
Right.
He goes to jail.
Right.
2 hurricanes, Florence, Michael. Mm-hmm. Facebook, they take Alex Jones down.
Everything.
Simultaneously, companies that have nothing to do with each other simultaneously shut him down.
Yeah.
PayPal even shuts him down. Mm-hmm. Right? Kavanaugh gets in on the same shit Cosby doesn't get in on.
He got locked up on.
Harvey Weinstein simultaneously, and now YouTube decides to give his test run. I think all of this is connected. Sometimes you got to step back away from the board. Something big seems to be happening or be coming down the pipe. And then there was the financial shit. The stock market crashed a little bit. Nobody talked about that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all of this shit happening, and it's all happening. They might be switching us over to the Bitcoin or whatever it is going on. All of this might be happening simultaneously, in my humble opinion. So, my decoders, get out there and pay close attention. Whatever it is that they've been implementing will probably be in full blast. Meanwhile, Kanye goes up to the White House. All of this shit is happening simultaneously. So some of it is a distraction while they're signing bills. Melania Trump.
Yes.
What's her name?
Melania
Trump. Her plane had to make an emergency landing yesterday.
Oh.
All right, because of some smoke shit. You know what I'm saying? So understand all of these things.
Trump trying to kill his wife?
Maybe somebody trying to send him a message like, yo, dude, this could pop. In Islam, the journalists.
In Saudi Arabia.
You know what I'm saying? So all of this stuff, while it appears to be chaos, it's one story being told, and we got to be on our grind and not get confused with or what Kanye said or what the fuck Drake, and we'll talk about that.
We're gonna talk about that.
Well, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But do not be confused. I'm always trying to get you when everybody's looking this way. Just take a peek that way. Just take a peek.
Because so let's be completely honest, right? You ever see these and they have an authoritarian type government or dictatorship, and we think like, how did they let that happen? When it's always some like fiction America, like some like America, like that. How did they let that happen? Watching this administration do whatever they want with impunity.
Yes.
Like you talk about the Facebook, the YouTube, how they can control whatever they want. If they were to say, listen, we had a nice run with this, democracy, now it's over. What can we, in actuality, do?
In actuality, you are going to be the one who asks for it. That's the way this shit works.
Right.
This is all mental, right? But your participation mentally, the more people I get to agree with it, accelerates this process, right? So if it's all mental, it doesn't mean you're not participating. It means just that you are participating in it. So things are so fucked up, man. Remember, the Hegelian effect, problem, reaction, solution. Mm-hmm. That shit all works one and one. There's so much killings out here. We need to get rid of all the guns. Okay. And then they take all the guns. Now we assed out.
Yeah.
Pause. You know what I mean? And so forth and so on. So, but they move things along gradually to the point where you think that you have accelerated to the point that you are, but they wanted you to be there the whole time. All right? That's just the way mind control works, but your participation, and 85% of the population don't give a shit either way. So we get them to vote not because their vote counts. We get them to vote so that the energy in the astral realms and above can be in agreement with the shit we pulling off. Because we already know your president is not elected, he's selected. Right? Let's clap that up. Right?
And remember, you had a point about the dinner that Obama gave.
Right. So let's go back to the presidential dinner. I don't know the name of it. In the chat room, you might know where, once a year the president making fun of Donald Trump. It was 3 years ago. He's been the president for 2 years.
I don't think it was that year.
I think it was 3 years ago. People in the chat room can correct me. That's fine. But anyway, it was one of them congressional dinners where Barack was on fire. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He was telling jokes about Trump, and everybody in the room was laughing at Trump.
Yeah, they were.
And when he knew something that you did not. Usually, if the joke was on, it was a roasting. Everybody laughed. You know what I'm saying? Made fun of the vice presidents, and they make fun of Trump from time to time. He the only one who wasn't laughing. And he had a stoic look on his face like, okay, laugh now. Because he understands that the president is not elected, they're selected. But your participation in it
I told you
helps us along.
Because I told you when
bullshit. Connected to Obama because something that's a part of a plan. In 2004, at the Democratic Convention, when he spoke for the first time, we didn't know who this nigga was, right? Phil Valentine said, that's going to be your next president. He said it right on the spot. That will be your next president. And lo and behold, he became the president. So for 8 years, racist people were suppressing their true feelings. When you suppress something down, it usually springs up twice as high as you suppressed it. So 8 years in this country, and then what they did was they dangled a woman in front of you. There are 3 things in this country racist white people cannot accept: niggas, women, and them goddamn gays. So behind Barack, they was bringing you Hillary. So they dangled her. So Trump was the solution for those who had been suppressing their true feelings for that long. It's not that complicated. Every time one of us are up here decoding or trying our best to, all we trying to do is get a peek behind the curtain so we can stop falling for the okie doke. All right? So that's how that will work in this country. They've been talking one world order and all that shit for years. And they have to direct our time in the linear sense. Like one line of time. Those who understand time know past, present, future exists simultaneously, and you can go back on the timeline. They call it the Mandela effect now, where they change some shit and integrate into your futurist understanding of things. And you go, well, wasn't that shit blue before? Books about some motherfucker that didn't exist. We started reading those books, and because all of this shit exists simultaneously, we created the Illuminati, and now we are afraid of some shit that we fucking created in our mind. Back that up. I'm telling you. They are 50 years ahead of us in their technology. They have the power to send E.T. home. See, because you're thinking about time in a sense like this, right? And you walk across the fucking table, and the shit took 3 hours to go across the park. When these motherfuckers are bending time in space, they're hopping over, and then they're opening that shit back up, and they're way over the other side of the universe. That's got that technology they're using, so you think your little iPhone 10 is the shit. That's how you dumb people down and keep motherfuckers twisted. These motherfuckers are devious, and they're laying shit down so that you may ask that they take your rights, they take your guns. My children are missing. Children are missing. We need to implant all the children so that now the parents can go to their phone and have a fucking device and know where their children are at all times. You're going to ask for that shit because all the kids is missing. What else we going to do? We don't know where all these kids are. You see what I'm saying? Urban X. Yeah.
You want to talk about Kanye in Africa?
Kanye in Africa. He's out there now giving away Yeezys. Right?
White Yeezys.
White Yeezys.
In Africa.
In Africa. Yeah. But he is Jesus. He is king of the West. Kanye, I already broke all that shit down for y'all. So now the king of the West is now in Africa, where they have implanted these people with the vibration of Jesus.
That was a good one.
Jesus has gone there, and he's going to be Yandi. So he's getting ready to transform himself into Gandhi or Yandi, and he's giving out love throughout the world. Clap that shit for Kanye. He working his magic. You niggas is at home flipping burgers and shit, pissed at him, and this nigga's around the world. He just met with the president and was talking gangster shit. You need to be fly, nigga. You need to have an Air Force One that's invisible, nigga. You know what I'm saying? We need to go chill, and you niggas is mad because y'all can't talk to the president. That's all that shit is. And now he like, now I'm going to Africa, whatever the fuck Kanye.
Drake on that.
Drake.
Yeah, and he was talking like very, very candidly about the beef he had with Pusha T and Kanye's role in it.
Yeah.
When I first watched the clip, it was like a 7-minute clip of Drake explaining what happened. I went to Wyoming. I played him my music. I showed him my son. He gives me back one beat. I thought we was gonna, he's gonna give me back a whole bunch of music. A couple days later, he announces all these albums, and then he puts out what's the beat? Lift Yourself beat and I didn't realize that was the Scoop Diddy Boo beat.
Yeah, and you wanted to shed a tear.
Nah,
for Drake. You was like, man, they did that too. That it was something deeper going on. Had to be between them two.
Yeah,
had to be.
But yo,
and Kim is gonna be in this conversation because that's some shit you do when you know some nigga did some shit to your wife or your children. That level of ratchetness.
Yeah, that's a different level of maniacal. Like.
That's an you thought about that shit.
Yeah.
You wasn't just working on emotion. You thought about how you was gonna fuck this dude up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then give him a hot beat, and Drake and his team of writers will probably lift yourself, gonna do a dope song that I was gonna be moving with my car, be all inspired and shit. And to make sure that he don't even use that, this nigga puts out a song called Scoobity Boop. Scoobity Boop Boop Boop.
Yeah.
That's some gangster shit. So I mean, all them lyrics you and your team wrote are now null and void. Right? Yeah. Give me the rest of the story, because I got some shit about this that I want to talk about.
So again, he talked about him showing a picture of his son, saying he needed advice because him and the mother wasn't cool.
Because Kanye got him to relax and lower his guard and told him, listen, I'm trying to be the new Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones is getting ready to die. I am probably the next person, but I need you dark as shit. So we can, start over. Because I said, me and you been having a little beef. Yeah. And I don't want you to think there's something going on in Drake's, because he's from Canada. He's slow. Canada niggas ain't really got no kind of game and shit. Except my niggas out there prime in the Cannon, land.
I like how you cleaned that up.
More. No, but those are my boys out there. They put in work. But a dude like Drake, look at him. He looked like he wear his belt real tight. You know what I mean? And tucked in. And he's like one of them dudes who sit at the bar and try to be cool. But with that being said, he fell for the shit.
Right. He fell for it. Then he hears Infrared, which is on Daytona.
Let me finish. He fell for it.
Oh, right.
And then he decides to send Kanye, a picture of his kid.
Right.
You know what? Let's start over. Man, I'm having problems. I got a hooker pregnant. Let me give it all to you, man, since we're bonding. Okay, now continue.
Okay. Then he said he heard Pusha T's song, which was a shot at him about writing, and he goes, after I was just with your man, your producer.
Yeah, I was just with your man in Wyoming. Writing lyrics
for him.
And you have the audacity to put out a song called Infrared, which indicates that I'm not that dude.
Right.
Okay, so now,
Then he totally skipped that.
So,
and then went to a story of Adidon where he said what he said about 40.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That created that. This brought back the debate that happened. What's too far in hip hop, and then Styles P. And, Dave East talked about there's no rules. So, what is your views on that?
All right. I want to say to people in the chat who are my age, none of this shit matters to us.
Right.
We're adults. But the dynamic of this show is that we have a young man here. This matters. This is his generation. And so situations were similar. What do you mean by that? Let me explain. Even though Jay-Z wasn't considered a non-writer or had ghostwriters, he was considered a biter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Cameron put out that shit.
Yeah.
So Jay-Z, now I'm just setting this up.
Okay.
But Jay-Z responded, I'm a writer, not a biter for myself and others. I am big verse, big enough my brother, I'm big enough to do it. My own flow is foolish. Yeah, okay, cool. Right? Right. So Jay-Z and Nas, because I'm setting this up.
Okay.
So we got Jay-Z, hard body.
Definitely.
Shit you can rock to in the Jeep, right? Nas returns with Ether. Ether is this nigga. He, in turn, gets emotional and has an emotional response and releases Super Ugly. And in Super Ugly, he named Nas's baby mother.
Right.
He said, me and AI have something in common. So he threw her name in there, right? And I don't think anybody had a problem with that because it was a slip situation. Even Jay-Z's mom was like, I think that's too far. So that's a rule, unwritten rule. Let me finish.
Okay, I got
Take your notes, little nigga. Take your notes.
I got
right?
something to say. Go ahead.
Right? Go ahead. So his mother says that's too far. Okay, Jay-Z, you need to go up and apologize for that. Because I don't mind you in that situation. Kim is involved with this, in my humble opinion, right? Long story short, what's his name? Pusha puts out Infrared. Jay-Z responds. Drake responds with Duddy.
Right, Duppy.
And then your boy responds. Now, in Drake's song, he mentions Pusha's wife. He didn't say she sucked no dick. He didn't say nothing foul.
Real quick.
In retrospect, it's easy to say that. I'm not finished my story. So he said, I'll put a ring on like Virginia Williams.
No, so I'll let it ring.
I'll let it ring
like Virginia Williams.
Like Virginia Williams. Right. All right? Cool line. No big deal.
It was whack, okay.
All right, but I'm just saying, nothing to incite me where I gotta go and talk about some nigga dying.
Okay.
So Pusha T responds with what I feel was Takeover or Ether and Super Ugly all in the same song, right?
Okay.
And he talks about 40 dying, and this nigga here ain't die. He dropped the Drake. He had intel was time sensitive. He had to, because what if Drake said that? What if Drake just put out Duppy, which was really about Kanye, right?
It was.
And left it at that. And what would prompt Pusha to put out songs about his kid, fucking up the D? So he had to do that irregardless. He's making it seem like the only reason he did Adonis was because he mentioned his wife. That's a goddamn lie. He had to do it through an Adidas promotion, who his son was and all that. So he had to do that. It was time sensitive. Don't tell me anything different. I ain't falling for it. I am not even falling for the fact that Pusha T is saying that the information came from 40 through pillow talk. I ain't buying it. I think he's trying to absolve Kanye West, and he's trying to use the oldest tactics in the books of divide and conquer by dividing 40 away from Drake. That's my humble opinion, because if you got all of this information from 40, irregardless of how you got it, and now you wishing death on the nigga who gave you the information,
he didn't wish
that
death
buried
on him.
Drake, clap that shit.
He didn't. No. Cut it short. He didn't wish death on him.
He did.
No, he didn't. He said,
tick,
tick.
Yeah, sick, tick, your man it is. He was doing that to really throw dirt now, because a lot of all bets is off. That broke rules. How the fuck can he break the rules by the rules? Because that's a different wrestling, right? Or the UFC where battle on wax is like boxing. You know what I mean? We go 12 rounds. You know what I'm saying?
Again, you have to
battle rap in the club is like anything goes. This shit is UFC.
I feel like if it's on the table, I know about it. It's fair game. I can talk about it.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Just like, again, he said his wife's full name. He didn't even say nothing slick. And if you listen to W Freestyle again, it was really out of place line. Like he was saying something. I let it ring. Then he said something. It was like really just
like he just wanted to throw that in.
Like he just wanted to throw that in there.
Because we know that the song wasn't about Pusha T. The song was about Drake.
I mean
Kanye.
Right.
But Pusha was sitting on something that he was playing. It was a great chess move. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Pusha's chess move was crazy, but do not sit there and say the only reason I dropped this fucking grenade is because you mentioned my wife's name. When you knew that this intel would have been no good to you if you sat on it for more than the time you did. I'm not is dumb. I'm fucking smart emotionally. Let me get back to the Drake who was on his so-called deathbed. Nas was dealing with his mom's issues. His main dude got killed. So Jay-Z, in a chess move, decided this is the right time to get this dude. But you don't push Virgos into a corner. I'm Virgo. Don't push us into a... We don't want no problems with you. You know what I mean? But if you push us into a corner, you're going to get smoked. Right? So he got that smoke, and then he became passive-aggressive and tried to hit him with super ugly. It was too late. You see what I'm saying? Right. So Drake was sitting on top of the world. He had just dust off Meek. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting on top of the world thinking he got this. Sitting in the corner was a nigga he thought was dead. He thought Pusha T. Who's Pusha T? And this infrared shit he got coming out. This nigga's nobody. So I'm going to just use him to get at him and Drake. Little did he know.
Him and Kanye.
Yeah, the same. All these niggas is the same to me, right? Kanye, yeah. Little did he know that my nigga Pusha T had a grenade in his hand, threw that fucking grenade and fucked everything up. And here we are. My closing arguments is this. These are grown-ass men. When all this, you did this in the park to me, I'm going to do that shit. Grown ass men when all the smoke cleared. Jay-Z included in this shit too. You know what I'm saying? When Kanye had the rollout and shit, and him and Beyonce threw their shit in on the rollout. They all involved, but when all the smoke cleared, what was Jay-Z and Nas' main beef? I thought it was about the battle for King of New York. I wrote the rhyme about it. I wrote it in the Four Corners newspaper in 2002.
I think it was over his baby mother.
It was over the baby. It was about the goddamn baby mother.
That's right.
When all the smoke cleared, the shit was about Carmen. I, like I said, wrote the New York rhyme story, created a mob story around it, you know, to make it seem like it was about the battle of New York since Biggie had died. But in reality, the shit was about a girl. You know what Drake and Kanye are fighting over? Kiki, do you love me? What's her name?
Kim Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian. Bottom line, when all the smoke cleared, these niggas is fighting over girls.
Yeah.
Pusha T, nigga said something about he said my girl's name. What kind of stupid shit is this? Nigga said your girl's name, so now you wish death on his man.
They didn't wish death on him,
tick, tick, tick. You sick line, though. Shit was crazy. Right? So when all the smoke clears, what I'm trying to say is this is grown-ass men with a lot of money and nothing else to do in their time and low self-esteem. Now, to counter that, okay,
let's talk in the mud, right? We're talking about
let's get in the mud.
Let's talk. We're in the mud, right? We're talking about some really low vibration stuff. Yeah. That's what we're doing.
Some nigga shit.
That's You know, we gotta talk about it. This is Urban X. You know what I'm saying? So the story added on because of the condiment baby seat thing, and then he brought up his child. I think it's different.
No, I didn't say because he brought up his child. I said because he talked about his man. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, forget it.
Yeah. No, I wasn't talking about the child because he didn't speak maliciously about the child. He just said Drake has a child,
right? And
Drake is gonna roll out some shit and be prepared for it. So now I'm fucking up millions. How much money you think Drake lost behind?
Oh yeah.
To the world, his son with a dope Adidas roll,
and he kind of lost the bag for the child too, right?
He lost the bag for the child because that money. Nas has his daughter down as the executive producer on one of their albums. Jay-Z's daughter Blue was the first one to record a song. I forget what it was. So they are understanding generational wealth, which brings me to my next point. We could be doing with our money. These are first generation million. And what you gonna do when you get your first million? Let's say you 23 years old and you got $3 million. What you gonna do with that? You gonna trick that, right? Let's say you get a promotion. You go from flipping burgers to now you on the fries. You go out and get a new pair of sneakers and shit. And then you go to the fries to the manager. So you understand, as first generation people, the first thing we're gonna do is trick that money. I'm just simply saying we don't hear about it. It's above our pay grade, but that's a corporate.
It's supposed to go to the
and New York Jets on the day they was gonna give him the starting job, and went to New England. So I'm not saying it doesn't. If it's business related, I can understand that. If Jay-Z is making a business,
this is business, but this is personal, but it's business too.
I spit a spitball at you, hit you in the back of your neck. All other kids in the class is laughing, and now 3 o'clock, we fucking tumbling. That's from the era. You couldn't say nothing about my mother. Tanya, know that shit was fighting words. Your mother, even though this kid don't know my mother, at 3 o'clock, my nigga, the shit is on. And then your mother come to school, and what happened? He said something about you. What?
Is that true, Dwayne?
Is that true? That's the way this shit looks in the grand scheme of things, right? Drake, Diddy punches Drake in the face.
Over a beat.
Over a fucking beat.
Yeah.
Right?
It was business.
It was business.
Throughout this whole situation, we ignored it, and Remy were going at it, right? And Remy dropped Sheetha. Nicki was able to get that pulled because she was dating Nas, and Nas, the Sheetha beat was the Ether beat.
Oh, see? Oh, yeah.
Right? She was able to get that pulled. It was taken off everywhere, right? Right. Story of Adidon is the story of OJ beat from Jay-Z's 444. Right. That means Jay-Z had to sign off on that.
He did. Right? And I saw the credits. Somebody sent me in the in the gram, sent me a snapshot of the credits. You know what I'm saying? And you see Jay-Z's name down on there. Which brings me to my last point before we can
This is your last point the third time, but go ahead.
Right. If I give you everything.
Oh no, we see. No, go ahead. Finish.
If I say, Malcolm, you're a writer, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm giving you everything to write about. I give you all the bullet points, right? And you, as a writer, write something really crafty. Did I help co-write that shit right there? Is what I'm asking.
Okay. So
yes or no?
It depends on your idea.
In ASCAP, ASCAP and BMI, where you get credit for writing, it will say me and you wrote that.
Okay,
right?
Okay.
Ideas, am I your ghostwriter? So I'm asking. Because the ghostwriter of Pusha T's song is Kanye or 40. He didn't come up with none of them fucking. Pusha T wrote a song about a nigga who's ghostwriting based on some shit that somebody ghostwrit for him. Clap that up.
I think that's a reach. It's a really good reach.
Yeah, it's a good reach.
It's a good reach.
I almost pulled my shoulder out.
It's sore. Yeah, your shoulder's sore.
The shoulder's really sore. But I'm just simply saying, just to show you, it's gonna say Black Dot with
that's true.
Malcolm Bowser.
That's true.
Or Dotson, whichever you choose to go with, right? That means I gave you the story and you wrote it.
Yeah.
So either, unless Drake knew it, because Drake let his guards down and gave all that information to Kanye.
And we got to talk about Drake. You know you're beefing with somebody, and you willingly give. And this is Drake, who calls himself he light skin, but he a dark nigga. Funny though.
Oh yeah, we had.
You are tuned into the sound.
Oh, that's a fact. But so Khabib from the UFC challenged Mayweather
to a boxing match.
To a boxing. Well, he challenged him to a fight, and then Mayweather said, "Well, he challenged me. He got to come to my world and box."
Oh, so you think we gonna fall for the same shit?
I'm not doing that again.
I'm not. I paid $100 for that shit.
Yeah, I remember
for the that shit. I'm not paying for that shit.
This is not even like a good draw because McGregor can actually box.
Right, at least McGregor could box. So I was being sold on. You better watch it. Nope.
But he got at Mayweather. He got at Canelo Alvarez. Something crazy, like real big money to
who?
Mayweather.
Oh, by saying I make what you just made in a lifetime in one fight.
Yeah, he goes. Yeah, he said I make that because Canelo signed the biggest sporting contract in the history of sports. It was like 10 years,
$365 million. Yeah, clap that up, man. Yeah, his bag is good.
For 10 fights, I think in 5 years, 10 fights, something like that.
Yeah.
And then Canelo has something slick to say about Mayweather ruining boxing by these fights he's trying to create.
Yeah, well, didn't Mayweather whip his ass already?
Yeah, he said that was one of the easiest fights.
Yeah, he put the beats on him. Yeah. Maybe they can get match for that.
You say I make $300 million in 36 minutes.
36 minutes. Facts.
Ah, man. What am I doing?
That's big bread.
I went to college.
Yeah. You for history, you just
I went to college.
You're like a loser.
Yeah, man.
Jeez.
What happened?
Jeez, at least learn how to dunk a ball or something. Dribble or some shit. Anyway, I still love you. I still love you. What do we have? NBA G League.
So it was just announced that the G League is going to have
this information.
People are applauding the G League
because Big Bank take Little Bank.
Yeah.
So I also kind of son gets his max contract.
Yeah.
You can peel off a piece of that and then introduce the world to the new Zoe Snicker. I didn't think it would be anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
But by coming in, trying to take down a conglomerate, trying to bully the NBA who's worth billions of dollars, and you're one man, that math don't add up. That's like me going into a whole bunch of a party full of bloods saying, fuck everybody in the party. Wait for it. Now you know it's gonna pop. So it's the same concept. So I wasn't getting at his ability to do these things, but you gotta move. He got to know how to move in a room full of vultures.
Yeah.
And he did not. He came in riding the vibration of his son and divulging ideas. And these people are listening. A junior league. That sounds great. And do not think the NBA wasn't thinking about this already, because the one and done has been screwing them over for a while.
Right.
But they're laying out a strategic game plan. So now they're offering these guys $125,000, the ones who want to bypass you know what I'm saying, college for that 1 year. The problem is Wojciechowski, NBA insider, I thought had a great point when he said, but when you the G League ain't popping. Like the crowds are small, it's connecting flights, you on these fucking buses from city to city. At least in college, you're playing in front of 80,000 people. Your name is being out there, and you're prepping yourself for an even bigger payday. So it is a trade-off in that sense. Now, if you don't have the academy, see, that's a whole different avenue as well. Because okay, I took the $125, but Nike gonna give me 10 million. So now I'm living good. I'm building up my brand, and then when I come to the NBA that year later,
I didn't think about that.
You know what I'm saying? So how is this going to play out? Because there are always going to be agents looking to circumvent the system somehow, some way, to get these young African American athletes,
I didn't think about that,
who have low IQs and educations in the field, so more people can eat off them. You know what I mean? So let's see how this is giving dudes $125,000 on the low for you to come to my school. So and I ain't got to go to classes. Somebody gonna be tutoring me, help me pass fucking class. I'm only here for one semester. We know that already. When basketball season is over, I'm out of here. So $125,000 is not gonna be enough. You better talk $500 grand. You better talk a half a man for me to go, okay, I see the potential here, where let me come in.
And then the college, like, I have college, and I wasn't a damn near NBA prospect. You know what I'm saying?
You were nothing near an NBA.
What? That's not the point. That's not the point. You have to go there. But what I'm saying is, like, it's an experience that a lot of these dudes dream about.
But a lot of these dudes just are dreaming about their money now.
That's true.
A lot of these athletes can't. We could jump shot, right? When you throw rap in there, you either rapping now for fellas, you are playing ball, or you sing fucking, you know, some shit on the Instagram front and all that. But I'm just simply saying, those became the outlets. And in the 80s, that door opened for a lot of us. Crack came in the same time hip-hop reached its peak in terms of now I can put out records and tour, and crack came, and dudes has always been playing ball. For the girls, it's go to school and study real hard, or get on that fucking pole and shake that ass. And be like, what you mean we can't get in this club, son? Officer, why am I being pulled over? You see what I'm saying? So pussy rules the world. And so now these young ladies are in the gym. You know what I'm saying? The same way you happen. Because you got millionaire niggas with low IQs, right? Who just want a little shorty, right? And that shit is how these young chicks get an opportunity to be out the hood. You working your whole life and you going to school and you trying to do the right moral thing. Young niggas, because remember, these are first generation millionaires, even in basketball, right? So let's not discard the first millionaire, generation millionaire syndrome, and all they really want to do is trick their money, right? And here it is, I'm trying to teach my daughter to have morals and this and that. You get on that there? Here with you, you know what I'm saying? But look at young women who don't have fathers at home and big brothers at home to show them male love and guidance. They looking at their options. My mother's slave. She working, cleaning, fucking nursing home, cleaning shitty beds or something her whole life. We never have nothing. And I'm sitting on this big old ass, which is an asset. And he's sitting up drinking fucking champagne and flying in G5 jets on your ass.
You see,
that's the way that shit happens.
Lonzo Ball's baby mother is trying to get like 30-something dollars.
His mother's white, so it's not too far-fetched that he would get a white girl pregnant, right?
Yeah.
She saw the opportunity for a come-up, right? And she took advantage of that, right? Her lifestyle, she's used to having nice shit. Kennedy's been with Turner Sports for 20 years.
Yeah.
She has helped him build that.
Yeah.
She can get half his shit. Clap that up. Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
She can get half his shit. Yeah.
And it was... Listen, man.
Who kill each other every day over colors. And now these white boys show up saying, fuck all y'all.
Over colors.
All for colors.
Yeah.
And where was the Bloods and Crips?
I don't know, man. I don't know. They're the new minority. Like,
so now it's victim consciousness in reverse.
Yes.
Reverse victim consciousness. We're the new minority.
Yes.
You niggas are taking everything over. We're fighting. But I'm going to say this, and I know it offends some people. When you understand racism, you really can't be mad at racism. You're mad at the effects of racism. But what I mean by that is white people throughout the world are the minority. They're the only people that don't have an origin land besides the Caucasus Mountains. You see what I'm saying? They're the only people, wherever they go, they are immigrants. Right? They're the only people who can't willfully blend in or they will fucking disappear. Like me and you can go tear some shit down in Africa, anywhere we want, and we retain the melanated spirit of who we are. They cannot do that. So they are constantly in fear of appearing. This is why the Jews screw their own cousins, right? To keep their, and the Mormons, I think, do the Mormons do that? I don't want to start any rumors. I think the Mormons kind of...
It's cool to say the Jews do it.
Yeah, fuck the Jews now. What I'm trying to say is, but because... this is why they do this, to keep their bloodline pure, because they cannot integrate with who they are.
Racism is a survival tactic.
Yes, that's what I mean.
That's what you mean. Racism,
it's a survival tactic. It's just the fact is we're the ones suffering of the consequences of it. Right. So I'm not... Please don't misconstrue my message. I'm not saying, racism. I'm saying when you understand what they're doing from that perspective.
No, because this is where people get it messed up. Because me and you understand racism is survival, right?
Yes.
But it appears that, especially in this country, that since we are the minority, it's like, all right, you got it. Why
are you still doing this on us? When we're technically the minorities in this country. So you should just be like, chill.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right.
We just like, yo, what's good with you?
Perspective, we're outnumbering them 11, 12 to 1. So this is what white supremacy, global system that's in place to kind of help them survive. Are we out in the chat?
No, we got to talk about the
Is the chat still rolling?
Boy for sexual assault when he brushed up against.
Yes, I heard about that.
What do you think?
I thought that lady was crazy to begin with. With that being said, and then when we watched the tape, we realized that she was lying, that his book bag brushed up against her.
She doubled down on that.
And then she even doubled down on that, and now she wants the mother arrested because she was hostile. We're seeing this phenomenon all around the country. Right. We saw that guy, thanks in the chat room.
Thanks. We appreciate you for real. You watch the Breakfast Club, but he's been talking about...
giving them instruction on how to win the game, and a lady felt that was a hostile act or something, and called the police because he's cheering his son on, right? So we have these cases going on all around the country, and it's monkey see, monkey do, Right? So one people, she did it, and a lot of people want that attention. It's quiet as kept. You think that they're not, they see these cameras on them, but they feel like this is, Trump has given them the right, in their humble opinion, to just, if you falsely accuse a black man or any man, think about how many men are in. So if we do that, we begin to balance out this system, and you'll have less people willing to go all out and start that shit. Because even if I get off, look at the bullshit I gotta go through.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Because you did that. That's just a lot of bullshit to have to go through. You know what I mean? So, Cornerstone Caroline, she gets the gas face.
And then, so they asked the kid, I forgot his name, if he forgives the woman. And he goes,
he said no.
Which, that was
beautiful.
Oh, I loved it. Oh my God. Oh my God, I loved it.
Because he could have, we all should. And she needs, she got mental issues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So don't be doing that. That young man might carry that energy, because that's a snapshot of what's to come in his life. A white woman accused him of some shit. He's only 9. This is a snapshot of his future. Oh, well, sorry.
Right. And then the fact that, him not forgiving her, that was poetry. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The white guy, the black guy who couldn't get into his Yeah, so somebody pulled his shit up and was like, this nigga was dating white women. So he wants peace. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that young kid, because I would have my son out there on that same shit. Like, you know what? Have them think you're gonna say the Dr. King shit. We should all get along. And when you see the red lights on the camera,
facts.
You do what we said do.
Because especially we have it's again, let's
work it out.
No.
I ain't working shit out.
No.
I ain't working shit out.
I respected that so much.
And if you accuse me of something, I'm pressing charges, because you could do it really quick.
Just on YouTube, we appreciate you. It's been funky today. I don't know.
Yeah, but we might have to double down and just kind of we thank you for your patience. We will put up the full joint.
The show will be up in this entirety tomorrow.
Yeah, with no interruptions, because we always record as a backup.
On the way to work, shout out to my man Nod. He always listens to us.
Shout out
to Jigs.
Shout out Tia, all the people who listen. We gonna rock with y'all. Y'all good. Y'all good. Because it was up.
Don't forget to really quick.
We'll get back to our urban excellence stories next week.
Yeah, really quick. I just started an Urban Excellence Facebook group, right?
Yes.
Anybody you can tell, your Urban Excellence stories, and your story might get told on the show.
Yes.
Add people, tell a friend to tell a friend.
Right. That's the forum that we're creating, so we can kind of stay in touch with our community and throw stories in there. People should come in, and so Urban Excellence with the X.
With the X. Urban Excellence. That's how you spell it.
That's how you spell it. Not EX, just with the X. And you'll find it in the Facebook group.
I'll do another announcement this week about it. About the actual Facebook group, so more people can go. So, yeah. All
right. With that being said, time for that Laker game.
Yeah.
Black mass, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. I woke up, then I logged in to that Urban X where they be flexing with that blog in. Put it down, cause my little homie called in. Had to bail him, he in trouble for that white girl. We ain't wanna go to school, but we had to. Every February it was scary in them classrooms. Shimmy y'all, shimmy yay. Old dirty bastards can't own dirty slaves, so they own dirty masters. Black Dot found a pot as a youngin', broke it down for his son, and now he's a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rob. I had to couldn't find a God. Urban excellence, a product of my residence. From 4 to 44, I was resident. I told mama I ain't tryna go to church. I'm like Adam, Mary, got him put in work. You in trouble if you waiting on the government. I told my bro I make it